So continuing our discussion on work and energy, we are now on conservation of forces and energy. Okay, so ano nga ba ito? Pag-usapan natin. So ano ba si conservation of forces and energy? So imaginein natin na kapag ka tayo ay merong isang pendulum o yung nagsiswing, okay? Yung nagsiswing towards this direction and towards this direction, okay? So, yung pendulum natin, pwedeng ganyan. Pwede rin naman palang pababa, okay? Yung parang sa orasan, okay? Or yung parang swing, basically. Nagsiswing siya papunta rito, pwede rin papunta dito. Okay? So, si pendulum, kapag ka siya ay hinila natin at this point, temporary titigil yan, okay? At that point, ang nararanyasan niya ay potential energy, okay? The energy at rest. Di ba pinag-usapan natin yan nung nakaraan when we are talking about work and energy. Pag in-release natin siya, si ating ball or yung ating pendulum, magsisimulang mag-accelerate, mag-gain siya ng velocity hanggang sa makuha niya yung maximum velocity niya dito. Then after that, unti-unting babagal yung velocity natin hanggang sa huminto ulit at this point. So basically, at this point, kung pababa siya, positive yung kanyang acceleration at kung pataas naman siya, bumabagal siya. So negative ang kanyang acceleration. Okay? So, ngayon, from potential energy, since nag-gain siya ng velocity, nako-convert natin yung potential energy into energy in motion, which is yung kinetic energy. Okay? And the conversion between the potential and the kinetic energy is what we call the conservation of energy. And it follows the law of thermodynamics. Sabi sa law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred into a different form of energy. That is the law of thermodynamics, di ba? So, hindi raw natin nabubuo o nade-destroy yung energy. Nililipat lang natin siya into a different form of energy. Pero sir, bakit sabi mo nung nagdi-discuss tayo ng efficiency, nagkakaroon ng losses? Okay? Kaya bumababa yung output ng ating energy kasi nalo-loss due to heat. So, si heat is another form of energy. Okay? Yan. So, hindi talaga siya nawawala. Nako-convert lang siya to a different form of energy which in this case, heat. Okay? Ito na naman tayo. Na meron dalawang classification ng forces, hindi pa natin naka-classify it before. Ngayon dito, may dalawang classification ng forces. Meron tayong tinatawag na conservative forces at meron tayong tinatawag na non-conservative forces. So si conservative forces, these are the force that is independent on the motion or the path of the object. So wala siyang pakialam kung gaano kalayo yung tinravel niya. Wala siyang pakialam kung gaano kabilis yung pag-travel ng ating object. So, ano ba yung mga example ng ating conservative forces? So, isang example ng conservative forces ay yung weight. Since yung weight natin, nakadepende lang siya sa initial at final position. So, kahit bumilis yung ating material or yung object, yung particle sa pagbaba, hindi maaapektuhan nun yung kanyang nagagawang work. Kahit sobrang bilis niyan, wala siyang effect. Okay? Ang nakakaapekto lang sa kanya ay yung kanyang initial and final position. At yan ay isang property ng conservative forces. Ano pa? We also have a spring. Yung spring natin, nakadepende lang siya. So, kung gaano yung na-compress natin from this point to this point or from this point towards this point. Yun lang yung concern ng spring. Yan lang yung work na ginagawa niya. Hindi concern si spring kung gaano kabilis at gaano kalayo yung narating ng ating object. So kumbaga yung conservative forces, sila yung mga makakasariling mga forces. Ang concern lang nila ay yung mga sarili nilang conditions. Okay? Okay, ano naman yung non-conservative? Yung non-conservative forces, sila yung mga nakadepende sa motion ng object. For example, yung force. Yung work done by a force, nakadepende yan kung gaano kalayo yung tinravel. Okay? Andyan din yung friction. Yung work done by friction, nakadepende rin yung friction natin kung gaano kalayo yung tinravel. Kaya yung dalawa na yon, they are called non-conservative forces. So again, pinag-usapan na natin si energy before, it is the capacity of doing work. Okay? Now, in this case, kinetic energy is a measure of particles' capacity to do work which is associated in the motion. Okay? When the energy comes from a position of the particle measured from a fixed datum or a reference line, it is called potential energy. Again, yung ating energy naman in terms of position or height is what we call the potential energy. It is measured from a fixed datum or reference plane. Thus, potential energy is a measure of the amount of work a conservative force will do when it moves from a given position to the datum. Okay? So in mechanics, the potential energy created by gravity and elastic spring is important. So meron daw tayong dalawang potential energy which is yung created by gravity and the other one is created by the spring. So dalawa yung potential energy natin at ang tawag dun sa ating una ay gravitational potential energy. That is the work done by weight. Now Vg or V sub g is positive if the work is located above the datum line and negative it is if it is below the datum line. Datum line, yan yung initial position ng ating particle. Okay? Kapag yung paggalaw ng particle natin ay paataas sa datum line, positive. Kapag pababa naman, that is negative. So, baliktad naman doon sa work and energy relationship. Pagdating naman sa elastic potential, it is always positive since in the deformed position, the force of a spring has a capacity or potential for always doing work. Kasi yung spring, kapag ka siya ay nakakompress, pwede niyang itulak yung ating particle o yung object natin. Kapag naman siya ay naka-expand or naka-stretch, pwede naman niyang hatakin yung ating object. So in any position, yung ating spring, positive yung kanyang potential na makagawa ng work. Okay? So again, pagka-gravity dito, in this case, kapag above the datum line, positive tayo. Kapag below the datum line, negative naman tayo. Yung work done by the spring is always positive. Now, the total conservative energy or the potential function is equivalent to the sum of the gravitational potential and the elastic potential. Okay, so the conservation of mechanical energy or simply the conservation of energy is given into two conditions. Una, yung may combination ng conservative and non-conservative. Kapag combination ng non and con na conservative and non-conservative, meron lang tayong pumapasok na energy coming from the non-conservative forces. So ano na lang yung mga energy natin dito? So yung energy natin dito, pwedeng meron tayong applied force or pwedeng merong frictional force na nararanasan yung ating element or ating object. So yan lang yung papasok dito sa ating energy. So work lang ng friction at saka work ng force. Yung ating kinetic energy that is still 1/2 mv squared. Yung ating total potential energy that is Vg1 plus Ve1 at 0.1. In this case naman, Vg2 plus Ve2 pagdating naman sa 0.2. Pag naman puro conservative forces lang ang meron tayo, walang naka-apply na external force, walang friction, okay? Nawawala lang yung energy dito. So that is 1/2 mv1 squared plus Vg1 plus Ve1 is equal to 1/2 mv2 squared plus Vg2 plus Ve2. Okay? So that's it for the conservation of forces and energy. Let's proceed with our sample problems. So continuing our discussion, we are now on sample problem number 1. Sabi dito, the gantry structure in the photo is used to test the response of an airplane during a crash. So as shown in the figure, the plane having a mass of 8 megagrams. So ang mass natin ay 8 megagrams. That is 8 times 10 raised to 3 kilograms. Okay? Is hoisted until a theta of 60 degrees and the pullback cable AC is released when the plane is at rest. So at point A, at rest tayo, no? So ibig sabihin, wala tayong velocity rito. So velocity at A is 0. Okay? Then, Determine the speed of the plane just before it crashes into the ground at theta is equal to 60 degrees. So, hindi pwedeng 60 degrees to kasi 60 degrees na nga ito dito eh. So, ito daw, hinila ng 60 degrees. Correction dito, typo ko to, that is 15 degrees. Okay? So, ang unang tanong sa atin, yung speed daw at point B where theta is 15 degrees lamang. Okay? Then the next question is, what is the tension developed in the supporting cable? For letter B naman, ang tanong sa atin, dito ko na lang ilalagay. Siguro, dito na lang muna. The tension on the cable. So, tension dito. Okay. So, yung ating object from point A to B, at rest siya. So, ang nangyari dito, nung binitawan ng cable AC, bumaba due to the weight. Okay? So, at point A, ang nararanasan niya ay potential energy. So, gravitational potential energy lang yung nararanasan ng ating object. Now, habang bumababa siya, nakakaranas na siya ngayon ng kinetic energy kasi nag-gain na siya ng velocity. Okay, for this problem, wala tayong involved na spring, so wala tayong elastic potential energy. Okay, so also, given na yung datum line natin, our datum line is measured from top, point C. So, yung both positions natin ay nasa baba ng datum line. So, our gravitational potential energy is negative. Again, yung magiging VG natin or the gravitational potential energy is negative dahil below the datum line yung ating mga object. So, pareho yung negative. So, buuin natin yung conservation of energy. So, we have T1 plus V1 is, plus muna tayo ng work plus work from point 1 to 2 is equivalent kay T2 plus V2. Pero, wala namang non-conservative force dito. Lahat ito ay conservative force lang kasi weight lang ang meron tayo dito. So, therefore, yung work done ay 0. Nagkakaroon ka lang ng work kapag ka may force na tumulak sa kanya. Let's say, sinabi ng problem, tinulak daw ng force dito. Okay? So, doon pa lang nagkakaroon ng conservative work. Pero, kung wala yon, wala rin. And also, kapag ka may friction, okay, meron din tayong conservative work. So, in this case, ang meron lang tayo ay non-conservative. Substitute natin yung formula. So, dito sa potential energy, that is 1 half V. Since ang point 1 natin ay A, so BA squared plus yung ating gravitational potential energy muna tayo. Diba yung V1 natin, that is BG1 plus BE1. Okay? So, VG1 muna tayo. Since below the datum line, yung ating mga particles, si plane, so that is negative, W, pababa, negative kasi below times, may YA tayo from the datum line. So, may distance tayo from our datum line. Let's call this YA. Dito naman, may distance tayo. Let's call this YB. Okay? So, negative dahil below tayo. Wala tayong elastic, wala tayong elastic potential. So, plus 0 na lang tayo dito. Walang spring. Then, equal to 1 half mBv2 velocity of point B plus yung atin namang gravitational potential at this point is negative also. So, that is negative YB. And at this point, wala din tayong spring. So, 0. So, basically, ang nangyayari dito, unlike nung principle of work and energy, sa work and energy equation kasi, kino-consider natin yung buong path, yung motion. Okay? Gaano kalayo, gaano kahaba yung distance traveled. Pagdating kay conservation of energy, ang consideration lang natin dito ay exact points lang. Okay? Exact points lang. For example, sa ating work and energy equation, yung work done by weight, that is D weight multiplied by YB minus YA kasi ang datum line natin nasa itaas So YB minus YA, tama? Ito yung kinukuha nating Y doon kasi ito yung distance traveled. Okay? Pagdating yan sa work. So, ito yung y ng plane pagdating sa work and energy. Pero since nasa conservation of energy tayo, ang pinag-uusapan lang natin dito ay specific point ng A at specific point ng B. Wala tayong pakialam kung gaano kalayo yung distance traveled niya. Okay? So, let's substitute the values. Sabi ng problem, at rest daw yung ating plane at point A, so 0. So, ang may iwan sa atin dito ay negative WYA equals sa 1 half M. Yung W palitan na lang natin ng mg. Negative mgya equal to 1 half mbb squared plus, since 0 yung ating elastic potential, magiging minus mgyb. So, para makancel natin lahat ng mass, ang matitira na lang sa atin ay mga g at saka y and b. So, kunin natin yung ya. So, yung YA, pwedeng ang gawin natin, mag-isolate tayo dito ng triangle. Okay? So, dito, andito si YA, nandito naman, yung radius natin is 20 meters. Kung ito ay 60 degrees, so yung matitira dito ay 30 degrees kasi right angle yan. So, this is 30 degrees. So, therefore, we can solve for YA equivalent sa 20 meters sine 30 degrees using sine. So, YA is 20 sine 30. We have 10 meters. Pagdating naman kay YB, so ganito na may triangle natin doon. 15 degrees yung ating angle. Then, ang radius pa rin natin ay 20 meters. Then, this is YB. So, YB, since adjacent ito, cosine naman tayo. 20 cosine 15 degrees. So, our YB is 20 cosine 15. We have 19.318 meters. So, substitute natin dito, we have negative 9.81. Our YA is 10 meters, equivalent sa 1 half ng BB squared minus our YG, our G is 9.81. Then, our YB is 19.318. 318 meters. So, dito pwede na natin ma-solve si BV. Negative 9.81 times 10, alpha equals sa 1 half ng alpha x squared minus 9.81 times 19.318. Shift solve. We have a velocity of 13.521 meters per seconds. And that is our answer for letter A. Ngayon, kung titingnan kasi natin, di ba dito pagka kinancel na natin yan, ang matitira dyan ay lilipat ito sa kabilang side. So, magiging mg yb minus ya pag tinranspose natin. That is equal sa 1 half mv squared. O, di ba? Ang mangyayari lang, kung sa work and energy equation, ito yung kinetic energy natin at point 2. Ito naman ngayon yung work done by the weight. Bumalik lang tayo sa ating kinetic energy. Kumbaga, sa ating work and energy equation. Kumbaga kasi guys, ang nangyayari dito, si conservation of energy, bine-breakdown niya si work and energy equation. So, kung nahihirapan tayong i-analyze yung motion, yung distance traveled, okay, the changes in position, ang sabi ni conservation of energy, adi wag mong i-analyze yung change in position, okay, kunin mo isa-isa bawat point independent of the motion. So, pagdating kay conservation of energy, hindi natin pinapakialaman si motion unless meron tayong conservative energy. Meron tayong non-conservative energy. Okay? So, ganun lang, bumalik lang ulit kasi yung ating T1 dito ay 0, di ba? Dahil at rest yung ating initial position. Okay? Puntahan naman natin si point B, tension ang hinahanap. Kung tension ang hinahanap sa atin, ang pinakamaganda nating gamitin dyan ay yung ating equation of motion. So, pag kinuha natin yung plane, ang sabi sa atin ay at what point daw tayo magpo-consider? During the motion, so any angle theta tayo. Okay? Sige. So, kung yung plane natin, ganun ko na lang dito, ayan, meron tension na humihila sa kanya. Okay? Then, yung weight natin, pababa. Yung weight, ay, shoot. Andito naman yung ating weight. Walang normal force na nag-a-act. So, assuming na this is our motion natin dito. So, ito ay normal at ito naman ay tangential axis, curvilinear. Ito ano kasi circular yung path niya eh. Okay? So, may weight tayo. Hanapin na natin yung tension. So, kapag ka nag-summation forces normal axis tayo, we have here T, positive si T, minus W. So, wala tayong angle. Balikan natin yung plane. At this point, di kita. Okay? 60 degrees ito from the vertical. So, this is our theta. Okay? So, yan. 60 degrees tayo from the vertical. So, this is our theta. So, in this case, we can say na from our vertical, yung ating normal axis ay angle theta. So, we can say that our component of W is W cosine theta. And that is equal sa M AN. Ba't ba naka-zero to? This should be equal sa MAN. This is equation of motion, not static equilibrium. So, equation of motion tayo. So, summation of forces normal is MAN. Now, ang data na meron lang tayo ay kay point B. Yun lang ang velocity natin. Kasi at point A, our velocity is equivalent to 0. So, ang tension sa point A, so sa point A, ang tension natin, T minus, our weight is 8 times 10 to 3 kilogram times 9.81. Ang cosine natin dito kay point A, or ang theta natin kay point A ay 60 degrees. So, cosine 60 degrees equivalent to the mass na 8 times 10 to 3 kilogram times yung ating AN is V squared over rho. So, since at rest tayo doon, 0 yung velocity natin and our radius is 20 meters. So, therefore, at point A, ang tension natin ay 8 times 10 to 3. Hindi kasi sinabi ng problem kung saan point dapat mag-consider. So, kunin natin kay point A at saka kay point B. So, 8 times 10 to 3 times 9.81. Pag lumipat, magiging positive na to. So, this is 39,240 Newton. Ngayon, kay point B naman, ang theta natin ay 15 degrees. Ang velocity naman natin ay 13.521 meters per seconds. So, the tension is tension minus 8 times 10 raised to 3 times 9.81 cosine 15 degrees equivalent to 8 times 10 to 3 multiplied by our velocity na 13.521 squared over 20 meters na radius. So, the tension developed is, palitan ko lang ito ng cosine 15, tapos dagdagan ko ng 8 times 10 to 3 times 13.521 squared over 20. So, the tension is 148,932.835 Newton, or our tension is 148.932 kilonewton. Okay? So, dalawa yung sagot natin, depende na lang kung ano yung tinatanong ng problem. So, kung may sinabing angle yung problem, pwede naman natin gamitin yung ating formula. And that's it for this problem. So, see you on